You are once again welcome to Biafra Sunday School with IPOB Truth Bearers, and this is the 52nd edition of its kind. Today is Sunday, the 26th of this month of March 2023. We say good afternoon to you from our bases, in Europe. It is evening. It is just exactly 3 minutes after 4 p.m. 4 in the evening. 4 in the evening. So from wherever you are, it may be afternoon, it may be morning, it may be midnight, whatever. It is all about our salutation and the good wish we have for you. So we have come again, as you know us. We speak the truth that people run away from because we are selfless in our service, because nobody can come to claim that he had been bribing us, that we should not speak the truth against him or against her or against their company, because the truth is what we bargain for. The truth is the foundation of liberation in every ramification. The reason many people are suffering in the world today, and the reason for a chaos is going around, is because of lies. The world is ruled with lies. The world is ruled with lies, and those who are regarded to be messiahs are actually wolves in sheepskin, in the religious sectors, in the political sectors, in the military sector, even in the police, even the judges among them. It may be a surprise for some people, and most especially the indigenous one Nigerianists, to see that the chief judge disguised himself to travel to London to go and meet with Ahmed Tinubu, from where they will negotiate on the bribe he would take to defend him in the court, to do everything and judge impartiality in the favor of Tinubu and against Peter Obi. So these are the things. So how do you think that such a people, the chief judge, how do you think that such person really mean well for you? He is thinking of his own as an individual, and this is what they have been doing all this while for years long. And that is the reason we do what we do, because we can never allow them to rest, because they have never allowed us to rest. They are treading on our destiny. They are treading on our destiny. All of us, we are formally blindfolded and we are brainwashed, and this time around we can see, and our brain is being liberated, and we are beginning to see with the eyes of our intellect, and that is the reason they are getting it hot. Even though they have the military, they have the ammunition, they have the police, they have everything. Everything acquirable. They have the money, they have the political power, they have the commerce power, they have the industrial power, and they have monopolized everything, forming cabal. Nigeria is being run with cabal. And is it a surprise that nobody nowadays hear about Aisha Buhari, who had run away and stay in Dubai to be enjoying herself, while Nigeria is being run with an impostor who disguised himself to be Aisha Buhari's husband? So many of us do not ask questions, but the wise know. And we played the video here last week to see that even Pastor Oyedepo, the pastor of Oyedepo, also confirms it, that the real Buhari is there. Yet nobody is talking about that anymore. Nobody is talking anymore about Atiku Abubakar's won presidential election in 2019. That is just dying off. It's just dying off. So what they do is, whenever something happens, they create another problem. Then our people will forget the older one, then and focus on the new one. This is exactly what they are playing now. People are demanding to get back their mandate, which is Peter Obi's victory. Why? They are creating chaoses. They are creating chaoses, destroying the properties of the Igbos in Lagos, causing problems everywhere, and the people are distracted. Those who should be demanding their rights are now fighting their fellow citizens who are innocent, who never formed the government. Yet allow us to go on our own. You say we must remain in one Nigeria. What is one Nigeria benefiting us? Then the answer is no. So many people, even among the Igbos, are also saboteurs. Many people among the Biafra communities are also saboteurs. However, our freedom is still at stake, and we have not gotten, since we have not gotten the freedom, our mouth cannot be shut up. Also, even if we get the freedom, we will also keep educating our people, because one of the greatest challenges we had before is that we have no way to speak. It was only the political medias, the political media platform that used to speak. And we never knew that all they were doing is to be fabricating lies in favor of the government and against the innocent people. And we have lived in that stage for centuries. So this time around, it can no longer continue. So that is one of the advantages we have with the existence of this social media, and we cannot take it for granted. So however, no matter what, I still thank God for giving the people the knowledge to create this social media, because now the people can speak for themselves. The people can communicate. And when they tell their lies, we come to debunk those lies. Are you so surprised that the Nigerian medias are no longer powerful? Because their lies cannot stand the test of time, including BBC, CNN. They are becoming, that is, they are fizzing out. They are fizzing out from the stage, because they were being founded by lies, and they sell lies, they market lies. But now the voice of the truth are coming out from us, and coming out from other genuine people. So we cannot allow our people to keep perishing. So we have the responsibility to volunteer ourselves, to volunteer our time, our energy, to be dishing out the truth to the world, starting from Biafrans. And also you have the obligation to give us your necessary attention, to be listening to the wonderful voice, the wonderful voices we echo to you, giving you the right message you should get. And also, I came across a video, that is many videos. People are now saying it, that for real, Nigeria education is all about corruption. They began to analyze about how people, even starting from primary school, the teachers corrupt the pupils. Rather than the pupils standing for exam to take their proper exam, the teachers will be collecting some money from the parents to be giving them preferential treatment. If you go to secondary school, they create what is called special center for examinations, whereby the student do not know, they do not have the knowledge, but hence they pay some certain amount of the money that will become a guarantee that they will pass the exam. Then after passing the exam, you see that they have the certificate, but they do not have the knowledge. You go to university, it is all about sorting, and the girls using their body to pass exam, not really sitting to take the exam, even though the education itself is a colonial education, created and also controlled by the British terrorists and the rest of the Western terrorists. So all of these years, we have been deluded. We have been under colonization in all aspects. So these are the things our people must know, and that is the thing the cabals are trying to insist that it continues, because they are beneficiaries. They are beneficiaries of the whole thing. What they do, just like the chief judge, it is all about them promising him some money. Some amount of money was mentioned, of which I am not sure, about $200 and something million that was projected to give to him for him to defend Tinubu in his robbed victory over the past presidential election. So because of this thing, they will not want the system to stop. What he will do is to go abroad to buy some properties for himself and for his children. Then he will say, let other people go to hell. So, and the people are dying every day. That is the worst. Then if you make the mistake of permitting Tinubu to continue with the president, as soon as they relax, they will begin to strike. They have disastrous agendas that are unknown to the people. So that is the reason you must say no. You must say no to those nonsense. And also you must say yes to your freedom. And saying yes to your freedom means to end anything about one Nigeria. Because so far one Nigeria continue to exist. Even if Obi is giving back his mandate, they will never allow him to succeed. They will never allow him to succeed. So that is what you must know. So I am your serviceable servant, evangelist Inimakalu, who hails from Ohafia. Ohafia is in Abia, and Abia State is in Biafra land, and I domicile in this city of Valencia, Spain, from where I am echoing my voice to the world. So I want to pass the microphone to my comrade, Mama Patricia. Mama Patricia, the wonderful woman who educates her children, educating her sisters, educating even those who are supposed to be her age grade and her mother by age, because of the passion and the love, what many women cannot volunteer to do without bribery. Nobody, if anybody has bribed her, let the person come in here and say it, because we know that bribe blind the mind. Bribe make people to compromise, and that is the reason we have said no to the bribe, because we know the value of our freedom and of the people's freedom. And by the grace of God, that is why we exist as human beings. God has created us to affect our world with positivity, and that is what we are doing. So may God bless you for coming. Mama Patricia, take over the microphone. Introduce yourself to Biafrans and also your preliminary statement to Biafrans and the world at large.
Thank you, Mazi Collins. God bless you.
Really good.
Welcome to. Thanks for this opportunity. And here we come again. Here we go. Biafrans, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you be watching us from, according to your time zone. We are here as always because we have vowed to follow this master step. The master step of perseverance, of not relenting, of not giving up, no matter how hard the work becomes, no matter how the fire is heated. We have vowed to continue the path of the righteous, the path of the master, the path of the truth, because with this, we will overcome. With this, we will see the promised land. If we don't remove an inch from the truth, with which Mazi, our able leader, our Hamadike, uncorruptible soul, indefatigable leader, he used this truth to challenge all the demons, because we can see now that we are fighting demons from hell, not flesh and blood. No wonder the Bible said that the weapon of our warfare are not carnal, but they are mighty through God to pulling down stronghold. That stronghold that is zoological, which the British, the terrorist British government created and put all the confusion there for their own pleasure. Mazi came on board because God told him, just like he told Moses, it is time that I will declare my power unto this generation. And Mazi told us it is this truth that will set Biafra free from the shackles of darkness, of corruption. And he did it. We see it. How can one single man hold the stage for the whole demons that are in that place, including the international demons? It's because God is with him. anyone that God is working with always overcomes. The demons in hell can all get themselves loose. According to the Bible, you can also hold your hands together. The Fulani terrorists, the British terrorists, because they are. If they are not, they would have seen what is going on. The UN, they are terrorists. Which other names? My brother, you help me. All of them put together.
Yes.
They are all terrorists. And we know those that we have to do with. That is why our power comes from heaven above. Our weapon, the truth, no gun or bullet can be more powerful than this truth. And that truth is what? The freedom of humanity, the freedom of Biafra, the restoration of our life, because we are not fighting anybody's land or anybody's government. We are only fighting what is given by God from heaven. And then the nations of the world all agree to that. Self-determination is a right to every human being. The freedom is something sacrosanct that God gave. Even Satan does not force anybody against his will. If not, God will intervene. But here we are, fighting continuously, as our leader is doing, even where he is now. And we know that victory is sure, because God is righteous to fulfill every word that has come out of that prophet's mouth. Can we go to check his prophecies? Biafrans, can we go to check the prophecies of man? Can anyone come out to say, even those that hate truth to their last breath, can they come to say that any of the prophecies he said, it hasn't come true? It's just remaining one more. One more is remaining. And as God lives, who gave him that word, that same word will also be fulfilled in no distant time. So that's why we are following his footsteps with truth and honesty, unrelenting, until Biafra is achieved, is restored, is declared by God in heaven. After all, Mazi said, no man, no government, nobody can give us Biafra if not God himself, so that all glory will be ascribed unto his name. But in that, he told us, for this to happen, we Biafrans, we have to get ourselves together. We have to inculcate and put into practice the knowledge, the secret knowledge that he has given to us on how to train us to get this Biafra. And one of those secrets means he told us to remove ourselves from the love of money, remove ourselves from everything that is evil. For instance, you see some people joining themselves with this DBS, this dangerous, wicked native doctors, or they teach them, all of them. You see people going to do some sacrifices. That's not what Mazi told us. If it was what is that's supposed to be done, he would have done it before, since, and he wouldn't have arrived at the stage he is now. But because he knows that those things brings the punishment of God, brings the delay of our promise, That's why he announced it earlier, that we should remove ourselves from anything that is not honesty, truthfulness, passion, love for our nation and for Biafra and for our people, I mean to say. If we do this and agree together and come together and remove every rubbish that is done in the secret, all this using Biafra to make money, all this using Biafra, killing our people, closing one eye, allowing evil to be going on. If we can stand up to the truth, Fulani is not any enemy to us that can stand us in one day. Britain, not even. Nobody will stand before us. Have we not seen what is playing out? If we had listened to Maz when he said there will be no election in Biafra land, and we stand our ground, as bold as the evil one is, will we be here today? Here we are.
No.
We will not. But we are still here because some people are still selling their soul to the devil, are still linking themselves with that same money that Moses spoke of. Don't let them buy you. But anyway, he said, even if they buy you, you will end up like Judas because you cannot stop the mandate of God. And that's where we are. We will keep preaching this so that if there is still any remaining that ought to be saved, let that person come out. Because this rain that is coming, of course, we all know, we are expecting it, it will come. Our people are in Lagos, they are being butchered, their property burnt. Wasn't what Mazi informed us before, wasn't it? He told us about it. So those still remaining that now has planned in their senses, let's now relocate to home. If you do it now, it's not that you did it early. It's already late, but it's better to be late than be late. Ojukwu told us this thing before. Mazi came to emphasize on it again. And other people are coming up on board like us to still tell us the needful to do. So the earlier we get ourselves together and stick to the truth, that's the only way, and stick to honesty, to sincerity, and leave every wicked, evil consultation out of our freedom, Biafra will be in the next minute before you know it. So Biafrans, wherever you are, come in and let's know why, and ask ourselves, why are we still here? What are we still doing? Haven't we seen the signs enough? My name is Patricia, and I hail from Anambra, and Anambra is in Biafra land, and Biafra we have come to get, and we will not leave without getting Biafra. It's either Biafra or, like Mazi said, everything will sink under the earth in that part of the world, zoological. Everything, including that of the international world leaders siding them, all of them will collapse down. That's the prophet's word, and that's the last one we're expecting to happen. Thank you. Thank you, Laura Collins.
God bless you. God bless you really good. God bless you really good. So, Biafrans, we are going to pray. We are going to pray to the Almighty God. Thereafter, we continue with the program.
Which has encouraged, let's say, enveloped those who are unfortunate enough to find themselves in the damnable zoological republic. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra all over this very planet, and by the very special grace of the Most High Elohim, a servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. Without further hesitation, I will proceed, of course, to pray this evening, as it is customary for us to do so. We shall pray and then we proceed to what we have for you this very evening. Regardless of where you are, as I said earlier, it could be your morning, it could be your afternoon. When I make reference to evening, I am of course referencing the time in Biafra land. You can also join, of course, we are live on my Facebook page, where later on, should there be any questions, I will be able to answer them. Remember that as always, we endeavor to be as interactive as possible, but this very day, this very precise time, we are going to call upon the Most High, upon whom and to whom every glory and every adoration belongs to. We must bow down our heads wherever we are. Sometimes people ask me, why do you always put God first in all that you do? We say that in the land where we come from, in the land of Biafra, the first thing you ever reverence in your life is God Almighty in heaven. It is manifest in the names that we are being given to by our parents. Everything about us that is godliness, not finding that these days things are no longer going the way they ought to go. Not because of any fault of our own, but because we unfortunately find ourselves in a man-made contraption, in a damnable zoological republic, and we are doing all that we can to extricate ourselves from it. That is why we must remain whiter and white and whiter than snow. That is why Chukwu must be at the front and the back, to our right and to our left, and that is why we must give him every praise and every adoration. Chineke na-ezimeli igwe ndị Igbo na-etu the ancient of days n'ihi na ịdị ya nwa bụ naanị ịbụ mmalite n'ọgwụgwụ ndị ọzọ wee na-akpọghị the ancients of the ancients n'ihi na ọ bụ naanị ịbụ mmalite n'ụsọ gị ọ bụ naanị gị kere ihe niile kere eke esi ebubere ngosi mana onweghị onye kere gị ọ bụ naanị gị ka okike gị karịrị nghọta nke mmadụ dị nke dị ndụ Chineke na nke igwe anyị gwara ụmụ gị wee na-eche gị n'iru bụ ezinụlọ nke gosiri agosi bụ ụmụ gị bụ IPOB n'ụwa niile bụ ndị nsọ bụ ndị a na-etu ụmụ Chineke onye nwe anyị bi n'igwe dị ka anyị wee na-alụ gị n'isi ndị a niile n'otu n'otu na ezinụlọ ha ọmụmụ ha nna nke berede ngozi n'ihi na ikpere anyị bụ na Biafra ga-abịa na mgbe nke anyị ọ bụrụ na anyị tigheta asụ wee gbakọta asụ mmehie niile wee chebe ihu n'ebe ekwu nsọ gị nọ nna nke bere na nsọpụta gị na ị ga-emere anyị amara ị ga-azọpụta anyị n'aka ajọ ihe na ị ga-ebuli anyị elu ị ga-edisasị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro n'ihi na anyị na-ekwu wee na-ekwusi ike na Biafra nke na-abata ihe ịrịba ama nke ukwuu nke ka mmadụ dị ndụ gharị anyị wee na-arịọ onye nsọ biko na anyị enweghị ikere ọbụla anyị enweghị ngwara ya onweghị ihe ọbụla nke anyị nwe kama na ọ bụ naanị igbe ya ekwuchite anyị ọgbakọ isi wee lụrụ anyị ọgụ na mgbe gboo wee tụghachi ndị ọjọọ n'ala Benue sikwa otu agachi igwe lụrụ anyị ọgụ n'ụbọchị nke taa n'ihi na ịbụ Chineke na-ede gị agbanwe agbanwe ka isi dị na mbụ ka ị gara idebe ebe mgbe ebighị ebi ọ bụrụ na ị chụrụ ndị iro mgbe ha bịara mgbe mbụ n'otu aka agbata ị ga-esi wee chụrụ aha ọsọ n'ihi na ha abatawere n'ala nsọ gị anya ma anya ụwa anyị n'ome iwe megide gị ọ bụ site na akparamagwa site n'okwu ọnụ site n'echiche nna nke ebere dịgosi egbe na-arịọ gị mgbaghara mmehie n'ụwa niile na-anụ ekpere ka anyị na-ekpere gị n'ụbọchị nke taa na asụsụ ime eluigwe wee na-arịọ gị nna nke ebere dị ngozi na-asụ onye nwe anyị na Chineke na onye ọbụla anya na-agbaghara mmehie esi ebube dị ngozi biko mere anyị amara ka Biafra wee bịa anyị n'ime ndụ na-abụghị n'ọnwa esi ebube dị ngozi n'ime afọ a ka anyị na-arịọ gị wee na-agosi gị ike si na ọgbaghara ga n'etiti ndị iro ka ha rabụ ndị kumiri wee si na Biafra agaghị aga esi ebube dị ngozi Chineke nna nke dị nsọ ndị dị otu a ga-ejiri ala wee zere mmiri ka ha rabụ ndị kumiri wee na-agba mgba wee nọ n'ime mfụrụ wee nọ n'ime ndị uju site n'ọnwụ nke ga-enwechọ itinye anyị n'ime ndị dị etu ụra agaghị enwe aṅụrị n'ime ndụ ha Chineke nna nke igwe ihe ọjọọ ga-abụ n'ihu dịka ihe abalị eze ebubere ngozi ka ha na-apụ ndị kumiri wee na-asị na ha ga-emegide ọbịbịa alaeze gị n'elu ụwa Chineke nna nke igwe etu akụ chi ga-esi wee sachite ndị dị etu anyị wee na-akpọke wee na-alọghị site eze ebubere ngozi were na mgbe mbụ ịzọpụtawa ụmụ onye bụ Israel nna nke ebere ngozi gbagụrụ gị n'ime ha bụ ụmụ gị bụ ndị Biafra gị bịa ka igwe zọpụta ha ka ọ ga-abụ na ikpetamazụ na Biafra ga-abịa anyị ga-aja gị mma wee too gị wee bulie aha nsọ gị wee bụ isi ala ndị gị wee tụọ anya ma mma Chineke nna nke dị n'igwe ugbu a hụrụ mkpụrụ ihe dị ka a na-alụ gị ise eziokwu Chineke ka anyị na-agbasa we are here to preach the gospel of light, the gospel of truth without blemish. That is why everything we speak about, everything we talk about, everything we predict, every utterance that comes forth from our mouth comes to fruition because Chukwu is with us.
Para mantenerte en forma, lo mejor es invertir en ti. Yo lo...
So what you have are competing interests and ideas from the Fulani cabal that is ruling the zoo, ruling all of you. You know that little boy is not Buhari, everybody knows that. How many Buharis are you going to have before you begin to reason and begin to think? When I said it, they said it was conspiracy theory, and I said with time, today people are coming out to confirm what we have always known. What we have always known, that Buhari is dead. That is why you have what is called a drift in the government. That is why there is no clear focus, there is no clear-cut direction, not at all. If not that I talked about Aisha Buhari in my last broadcast, I wouldn't have brought her out today to speak. And she only issued a statement. Nobody saw her. She's in Dubai having fun with her boyfriend, your first lady. And I asked them, in whose reign or regime in Nigeria or anywhere else in the world do you have a first lady missing in office? Only in Nigeria. But you as a Nigerian cannot ask any questions because of the way you reason. The problem you have as a Nigerian is in your brain. The way you reason is flawed. Ask yourself this question. If this woman's husband is alive, what is she doing in Dubai? And with who in Dubai? Simple question. But you can't ask yourself that question because you're a Nigerian. Sometimes you don't reason very well. It is not meant to be an insult. I'm just telling you the fact of life. Buhari is no longer alive. The various Fulani groups within, some are sponsoring terrorists from all over the place to come to your land to kill you. And you want to be in the same country with the same people that imported terrorists to come to kill you. I don't understand it. You see, I am struggling to understand how some of you reason. They call themselves your patrons. They say that you are Nigerians. Is that correct? Why would a fellow Nigerian go outside to the Sahel to pay people to come to kill you? They are fellow Nigerian. And after killing you, they say that those murderers and killers are now entitled to live in your forests and in your farmlands. Are all of you okay at all? Because I am struggling to understand how you people reason. The reason why I'm saying this is this. The gullible ones amongst you are the ones they are deceiving. They are deceiving all of you. And for some perverse reason, you tend to fall for it. But we have not fallen for it. And wonders shall never end. You saw the little boy that they were giving, they said they're giving him COVID-19 vaccine. And I ask you in all honesty, there are pastors and truth tellers and men of God, I believe, in Nigeria. Look at the hand of that boy. You've seen the pictures and the videos everywhere. Is that the hand of an 80-year-old man? How can all of a sudden Osibajo is now older than Buhari? Look at the videos and look at the pictures. At this point, I begin to ask some of you, are you sure that your brain is working? Your brain cells is working? People say, oh, it is a conspiracy theory. All these things that you're saying about these people, and I'm saying to them, have you not seen the picture of Osibajo taking the so-called vaccine or malaria injection? I don't know. Look at the man they claim is Buhari. Look at his hand. Is that the hand of an 80-year-old man? Is Buhari richer than Bill Gates? Is Buhari richer than George Soros? George Soros is richer than the whole of Nigeria. Bill Gates, the same thing. So if it is money that caused this very old dying man to now turn into a 35-year-old man, how come Bill Gates cannot do it? Or George Soros? Or even Queen Elizabeth for that matter? If they claim that the treatment that Buhari received that made him look this young was administered in London, the Queen is the Queen of England, the Queen of the United Kingdom. Why wouldn't she go through the same treatment? Why not? Why wouldn't Prince Philip go through the same treatment and become young again? That is how Nigerians and black people reason. That gives me cause for concern. If we continue this way, we can never ever build nor have any viable society, all of us together. And that is why it is very, very critical and very, very important that we do that which is right before God and man. and stop this one from deceiving us. You are every head of state that took a vaccine all over the world. After taking the vaccine, they addressed their people. They spoke to the nation. Why is it that this one wearing an oversized face mask, of course, on top of Buhari, hyper-reality face mask, could not utter a word? Can't you ask yourself that question? He came to take his vaccine. Go and look at other heads of state. They take their own vaccine in public and they speak. This one is like a mannequin. He comes out, you wheel him out, and they do something and he goes back in again. That tells you that Buhari is no longer alive. Buhari is in a shallow grave in Saudi Arabia. He's dead. And that is why they're in a hurry. That is why this governor can say, I will not listen to Asarok. That governor will say, let's bring in more bandits, let's settle them. That is why the government is disjointed and dysfunctional. Nobody's in charge. Obasanjo knows that nobody's in charge. I think he said that he may not agree that it's a Buhari double, but that the Buhari now in Asarok is not the one he used to know. How else do you want him to put it? He's been very proud. He wants Nigeria to survive so that him and his friends can continue to enjoy oil money. That's all. Oil money. That's nothing more, nothing less. Just oil money. Just oil money. So they can continue to enjoy oil money flowing from Biafra land. That's all. Not that they love you. Not that they love one Nigeria. Of course not, they don't. Nobody does. These are the things that you ought to know. That's what we're telling you this very day. The time now is 7 minutes to the top of the hour, regardless of where you're all over the world. That tells you that we are live and we are direct, and this very gospel is coming to you so that you may change. You may have a change of heart. You may have a change of way of reasoning. Where is your first lady, Aisha Buhari? Where is she? She is not in the country. For how many months now? For how many months, I ask of you? You claim you're a human being. When a white person is racist towards us, we start complaining. We don't like racism. But when they see the way we reason, they cannot help but be racist towards us. Can you believe that you have a country like the USA and Biden's wife decides to disappear for 2, 3, 4 months? You think Americans will keep quiet? You think that in a time of national crisis, of COVID-19 pandemic and the ceaseless and endemic insecurity, you cannot even hear from somebody you claim is your president? And this was a man that when Youth Corpus visited him sometime in 2016, or was it in 2015, in his house in Katsina, he spoke against me, IPOB and BIAFRA agitation. Without prompting, you think such a man will keep quiet in the face of what is going on right now? They all know. Wole Soyinka is a liar. They all know that Buhari is dead. Obasanjo is a liar. They know he's dead. Joseph Okala and all the rest of them, all liars and deceivers. They know the idiot is dead. But all of you will keep deceiving yourselves, and that is why the Fulanis are killing you every blessed day. And when you rise up to fight against them, they become headers. When they attack you, they're headsmen. When you retaliate, they become headers. We don't want them in our land. The death of Buhari and should I say, the relentless drive of the Janjaweed to conquer everybody else will make Nigeria a worse place than Somalia. And it's written. None of you can stop it. It doesn't matter how much you dialogue. It doesn't matter what you do. God have marked out Nigeria for destruction for what they did to his children. And all of you witness it. So that at the end of this very process, when Biafra comes, you give praise to God and to God alone and not to man. That's why we are here. To let you understand that the coming of Biafra is God's design, not that of man. Not mine, not anybody else's. But that the time has come. We must stand very tall, very strong, and very resolute. I'm sure all of you have heard what Dino Malaya said. You have heard about that the president is in transition or transmission. It is in transition. Because his body is in Saudi Arabia. He's not buried in Daura, not yet. His body is there. And that's why Aisha is upset with them. Aisha is transition or transmission. It is in transition. Because his body is in Saudi Arabia. He's not buried in Daura, not yet. His body is there. And that's why Aisha is upset with them. Aisha packed her things and went to UAE to live there. Because she told them, bring back the body of my husband, give him a befitting burial. They said no. They want to use the name of Buhari to conquer the rest of Nigeria. That's what I have done. But they have failed, and failed very, very woefully at that. And that is why this very truth must continue to be preached. If you have not seen it, go to my page. I think it is there. What do you know Malaya say? But I want to play what a particular man said. And then I want to showcase the foolishness of your average Nigerian, the foolishness of Bishop Coker. I want to let the world understand how foolish a Nigerian is. Not from me, but I want all of everybody to listen to this very, very carefully, please, and tell me if Nigerians are not stupid. Listen.
I have a confession that the media has not given appropriate attention.
Yes, what is that?
Kawu Baraje
Alhaji Kawu Baraje
was a leading chieftain of the APC.
Yes.
And he has confessed that they imported the foreign mercenaries who have become bandits.
The APC imported foreign mercenaries. Baraje said it. Confessed.
What evidence?
What evidence do you need?
He has confessed that they imported them for the elections.
Yes.
This is public. Why is the media not following up?
Because Nigeria is corrupt.
Why are we not asking for accountability?
They can't act because Nigerians are not intelligent.
So it seems very clear to me and to so many others. If you're in the public space, you hear people talking and pointing fingers. The ruling party is the direct sponsor of terrorism and insecurity in Nigeria.
It was an interview granted by a so-called stakeholder in Nigeria. APC, the government, people are joining APC. I don't want to speak against the Holy Spirit. At this point, I begin to say to God, there is no way a black man can be equal to a white man. It's impossible. You are aware. I don't know how to show it. This is the Mises High Reporters. I think I'll put it on my page after this. If you go to my page, you'll see it. The man spoke very brilliantly. Nobody has come to counter him. Baraje is alive. He opened his mouth and said, a part of APC said, we are the ones that brought them from the Sahel to come and kill you. They're fellow Nigerians. And after this, you say, I'm a Nigerian. That is why I say that anybody, if once you say you're a Nigerian, you're sick in the brain. I never have regard for you as a human being, because that means you cannot reason. I will play this once again, uninterrupted, so you can hear him very, very well. And I'll start by asking him, I'm not going to ask him what he said. Who is responsible for the insecurity in Nigeria? Who is to blame? Listen.
We have a confession that the media has not given appropriate attention.
Yes. Go ahead. What is that?
Kawu Baraje
Alhaji Kawu Baraje
was a leading chieftain of the APC.
Chief of APC.
He has confessed.
Baraje.
The foreign mercenaries who have become bandits. Oh, he has confessed. How much more evidence do you need? He has confessed that they imported them for the elections. Oh. This is public. Why is the media not following up? Why are we not asking for accountability? So it seems very clear to me and to so many others. If you're in the public space, you hear people talking and pointing fingers. The ruling party is the direct sponsor of terrorism and insecurity in Nigeria. My name is Martin Onobo. I said it.
Martin Onobo
is the direct sponsor of insecurity and terrorism in Nigeria. Ask me for the evidence. Good. I just gave you confession of Kawu Baraje.
Kawu Baraje, his confession is number one. Evidence. Number two, evidence.
Miyetti Allah made a public statement that if you want peace in your state, don't call any meeting. Provide land for Fulanis in your state.
Ultimatum from visitors.
Miyetti Allah.
From terrorists.
Miyetti Allah is a collaborator with the ruling party.
Miyetti Allah.
We had a report that the ruling party funded Miyetti Allah to the tune of 100 billion.
You see that?
I wasn't there when the payment was made, but that's in the public domain.
One Nigeria.
An official report that the government of Nigeria was going to establish a radio station.
Radio station for Miyetti Allah, a terrorist group.
In collaboration with Miyetti Allah, where Fufude, the Fulani tribal dialect will be the language of communication.
Do you understand it? Now they were saying this is for Fulani people, sorry, for Hausa people. You know, all these years when they were conquering you, Hausa, they said Hausa Fulani, we are Hausa Fulani. But now they feel they have taken you over. Now they feel that they are at the cross of their conquest of Nigeria. They are now floating a radio station, no longer in Hausa language, but in their native Fulani language, Fufude. So what does that tell you? As an average Nigerian, I wonder when, maybe there's something in the cow. You know, they have sex with cows and after that they sell it to us and we eat. Maybe that is when they succeed in hypnotizing us. The interviewer was asking for evidence. Let me now give you the evidence. It was us that translated this very evidence. Now it's all over the place. It's gone viral. Now let us hear from the mouth of the Fulani terrorist that the APC brought into Nigeria. Let us hear from them.
Idan ba gwamnati ta daure man wanda yake cikin daji ya ta'addanci ba Allah ubangiji ya tsine ma Allah dauki rayuwa ta a wurin.
Listen, listen, Hausa.
Allah ce sani aka san shi da ita sai noma. Sani ba ta da bindiga AK-47.
AK-47.
Allah ce bai da makera da zai kera bindiga AK-47.
AK-47.
Gwamnati ke turowa har muka samu. Mu kuma wallahi dalilin da ya sa billahi lazi shekara na 7 ina makarantar allo. Amma lokacin da na dawo na tsinci kaina a cikin wannan abin, wallahi ina mamaki kullum ina tunanin rayuwata.
If I'm lying.
Saboda mahaifana akalla a kasar dan banga da su.
What did this man say? I will translate for you. It's on my Twitter. I don't know if it's on my Facebook page. That is why, because of these things, that is why Facebook is busy blocking, banning, suspending people. What did this man say? I'll take off my glasses to read. This man said, I swear to the Almighty Allah, that is the government, the same APC government that our brother was talking about earlier, that gave us arms. I am saying this for people that believe in one Nigeria. That is why who are they? Who created this Nigeria? Who created these people that cannot reason very well? Let me read what this man said. I swear to the Almighty Allah, that is the government, that is APC government, so-called Buhari government, that is giving arms to us. Fulani don't know what gun is. We are only headsmen. Cows don't give birth to guns. I swear to Allah, we are on our own, and the government gave us AK-47. I am not afraid to say the truth. Bishop Coker, are you listening? All of you idiots that believe in one Nigeria, are you listening? You morons, monkeys. All of you who are being deceived by this multicultural, multi-ethnic garbage, can you listen? The government that you are hoping to save you are the ones giving arms to those who have come to kill you. And you get up tomorrow morning and you say, believe in one Nigeria. That was why when Ozo 1 was under attack, that was why when these people, they gave guns to attack Tinubu, Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi called, the Enugu State governor called Buhari many times. Buhari ignored his calls. Ugwuanyi called the commander of the 2 division. No one took his call. He called the commissioner of police for Enugu. No one took his call. But anytime IPOB is having meeting, you come and start shooting people. But when the same people were under attack by those that they are sponsoring, they were nowhere to be found. Is that a type of country? Is that the type of country you wish to belong to? Let's be honest about everything. If this insecurity were being caused by a group of disgruntled Fulani businessmen, you can understand. If this insecurity were being caused by a group of, say, very retarded Fulani politicians, of which there are many of them, I can understand. But insecurity is being caused by the government itself, the APC government. Our brother said it here, and you think he's lying. The people that they get, do you know where they said that in front of Sheikh Gumi, Abubakar Gumi? He went to the forest to go and meet the bandits, and the bandits told him it was the government that gave us the guns. We don't know what guns are until they give it to us.
Welcome, great Biafrans. Mama Patricia, are you available? So we have heard the message from our great leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and you see that is the evergreen message. Evergreen messages Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had been preaching all these years. All these things, people doubted a lot in the beginning. But today they have no reason to doubt anymore because it is evident. They are all evident today. Many are yet to manifest, or barely all of them have manifested, but we are digging deep. As we continue to dig deep, you continue to grab some messages taking you to the memory lane. Because one of the greatest problems we Africans have is that some of us will learn history, but we don't learn from history. And a lot of us has nothing to do with history. History is recording a record of past events, the things that happened in the past, taking record of them, then they become history. Many of us do not have anything to do with it. That is the reason we quickly forget about the past. We quickly forget about the danger. We quickly forget about the cause of the problems. We quickly forget about the sufferings of yesteryears. We begin only to talk about today, and today is garnished with enticement from the government. So we'll also keep carrying you along. So, Mama Patricia, from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's message, said, there is no clear direction and focus in the Nigerian government. Then, do you doubt Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Does Nigerian government has direction? Are they focused? If you say they have direction, what are the evidences? Then, as you say no, I want you to highlight on the areas or things that are happening that make Nigerian government not to be focused and well directed.
Okay, thank you.
God bless you, really good.
We thank our God who sent us not just a prophet, but a teacher. A teacher who has gone through research, because that is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You will not see Mazi, a man of truth, in the first place. No wonder he backed that name, Nwa Chineke, whiter than white. Mazi will never come on air to talk on something he knows nothing about. We have heard him often when he's been asked some question. He would say, I don't know anything about this. Can you tell us? And after anyone explains to him whatever, he's very much grateful to the person, and then he would say, I will go and make research myself. So that is why I called him a teacher, not just a prophet only, but a teacher. He researches things before coming out to say it to the world. And anything he says, take it anywhere. Those who criticize what he said before, if we watch out now, they are now apologizing. They are now saying Nigeria is even worse than a zoo. They are now even believing and knowing that, oh, what this man said was true. Everyone, not just the Igbo side of Biafra, the Hausas, the Middle Belt, and all that tribe that is there, they are confirming it. God brought us this man because the Bible said, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. But where knowledge is, there is safety and there is life. And God brought this man after having seen the corruption, the abominable, the wickedness that British government made in Nigeria. Nigeria that does not exist, doesn't exist in the first place. Out of their business enterprise, out of British wickedness and stealing, from doing business of the oil that is in the eastern part, they decided to turn into a name in order to make everything work easily for them. So it was never a country. Our leader, Ojukwu of his blessed memory, said it. It was never and will never be. Chinua Achebe, they said things like that. Awolowo themselves and other those earlier leaders, so-called leaders of the then Nigeria, because Nigeria is no more. They confirmed to it. And more confirmation came when we saw that write-off that they put after 100 years. This combination or amalgamation or union, they should go their way. Because they know that that kind of confusion cannot continue. It just cannot. They know it. So they gave that space of 100 years. And the 100 years expired when Buhari was alive. And Mazi was talking, questioning him. Buhari gave up. And in 2014, the union expired. But just like Mazi said, these wicked demons in the person of Sowore, Obasanjo, Gowon, and the now terrorist presidency that is on seat, together with the Britain, because they love the wealth that they have seen there, they decided to validate and continue to, give oxygen to a already dead cow. So their platform or whatever they agreed upon, they made it so that Nigeria is not a country, is not pliable to any human being to live, to exist. No, that they didn't make it for people to live there. They made it only for a place of, like Trump said, shithole. Because all of them are seeing what is going on. And they are not caring, because for them, if these people are human beings, they would have stood up for their rights. Well, because everyone there, as Mazi said, whether they were expelled or they put some concoction in the cow that they are eating, we cannot possibly explain why truth will be let out to us. Those hidden things were brought out to us on daily basis. Sometimes Mazi comes out 3 times in a day, sometimes 2 times. Preaching, educating, removing the blackness of the shadow that they put on us. And after all these things, people were still holding on to the zoo. Tell me a country that their president is alive, according to them, and the wife is in Dubai or in another country. It doesn't exist. Tell me a country whereby, as Mazi was mentioning, insecurity, killings are being sponsored by the same government. I think they said the man, I don't know if you can remind me, put me correct, Collins. One man said when insecurity passes 24 hours in a day, then the government's hand is in it.
There is the hand of the government in it.
Okay.
Because if not, the government must stop it before 24 hours.
Stop it. Yes. So we now see that this insecurity is sponsored by the government because we had the voice of the one who brought proof, which our leader has just said. He's saying it, he's giving us proof so that nobody will say it's not true. We all saw this thing. Imported people in to come and kill the indigenes and take their land. Why wouldn't they take their land? Because they are vagabonds in the desert. They know nothing about house or about a nation or land. Fulani knows nothing about it. Their nature is vagabonding here and there with their cow. Sleeps in the desert. Sleeps with their cow. Nothing more. Is the cause that God gave them. God gave them that cause. So if they want to get out of the cause, they have to receive Christ as their savior. But since they don't have that knowledge because they go to Allah, they are still in their darkness. So what is going on now? They imported the mercenaries to be killing the indigenes of the land so that they will take their land and settle. They are tired of wandering here and there. So what we are saying in effect is Facebook, that they have used the money gotten from Biafra land and YouTube as well. This government have looted all the wealth that is in that land, including human organ, which we see is also going for all of them. It's not that they caught this Kweremade now. It's as if it's an Igbo man that is doing human trafficking. All of them are doing it together. All of the cabals in Nigeria, plus the international world where they import the thing to China or America or London or England or UK, they all are doing it together. But because they want to eradicate the Igbos, that's why they are mentioning every Igbo man that they see with something, they get him as if he's the worst. As the Kweremade is, worst are those Fulani and the British that taught them how to do dirty business. But it's our people that has been warned severally by Ojukwu of blessed memory, our captain, by Mazi. Those are the people who have love for their people. Those are the people who really know what it means to be of your own sect, of your own tribe and nation, as the Fulanis are doing, as the other Yorubas are doing, as any person in the world, the country are doing. So it's not a crime. But they now turn everything as if we are, like they are calling us the terrorists. Are they calling us the terrorists that we came out to fight for our right? Whoever is believing or afraid of because we are called terrorists, what was the thing that made Nelson Mandela? They called him also a terrorist. Martin Luther King, the same thing. So it's not a new thing. They have bought everything, bought Facebook, bought YouTube. When they are killing people, what they are doing is correct. In fact, I was discussing with my brother today, and we were saying that we're in this stage whereby good is called bad, and bad is called good. Why not?
Isaiah chapter 5, from yes, verse 19 downward.
Okay.
Reaching to 23.
Yes. So, if Facebook and YouTube will see the evil that Nigeria is doing, but because they have bought them over with money, the god of money, They now started to be putting off people. When you review what is happening for these governments to come and look into it, international leaders to come and look into it, they block people instead. They don't want to hear, they don't want to see. So that the Fulanis or the Arabian plan to make Nigeria their Islamic nation will be fulfilled. That's why they have held our leader, because they know what he will do. But thank God, my joy is that the same Mazi who have said the things that are happening, and they are happening. The same Mazi said Nigeria, that Somalia will be better than it, and that it will be removed from the map of the world, because God himself has destined to destroy Nigeria. Why did God destine to destroy Nigeria? Because the atrocities and abomination, it has gone higher than that of Sodom and Gomorrah that God destroyed. So Nigeria will definitely come to an end. It's already dead, but wiping it out from the Facebook, from the map of the world. It doesn't matter Facebook try to be removing the truth that is being brought to the world. YouTube, the same thing. Whoever that is among trying to shut down the voice of truth, you cannot. Because the owner of this world is God in heaven, and that's God in heaven that brought Mazi to come and declare the freedom of the people that are in bondage, which are Biafrans and other ethnic groups that are interested to come out. So Nigeria has no plan and will never have plan. In their formation, in their foundation, as your question is, Mazi Collins, there's no plan for Nigeria to go well, to look for their people. See the road. The people that has all the wealth that they can use to buy Facebook, buy YouTube, buy every country, buy everyone, they can't use the same money to walk their road, and accidents are happening because they want to kill everybody. They don't have any good mind for the Nigerian that they are staying, because it's a business center, nothing more. They don't have any mind because the same money they are taking from that business center, they use it to go and develop Niger and other Arab countries, pushing and buying train and railways and all that, working in companies for them. So they have no plan for Nigerians. So all these Nigerians that are still jumping up like rats, Mazi said he doesn't know why the brain of the people in Nigeria or the black man is in such a very pitiable situation, beyond redemption or repair. Nigeria have no plan for you, as the British made it so with their counterpart, the Fulani. Because if they have plan for you, they would have put light for you. They are giving energy to other countries, but they don't have for you. They are supplying food to other countries with the food that with their money to establish companies. But in their own people, there's no food. Instead, they are destroying every little light that they see here. People who, maybe if this man opens a company, it will help a lot of people. They will go and destroy it. No light, no school, no road. No, which country plies with none of these things? No hospital to even treat their people. Why the leaders themselves, they travel outside? And yet, the citizens of that place, called zoological, are still struggling with the Efulef, we redeemable, bought over P2B and the rest of them, that they want to new Nigeria. No new Nigeria, no old Nigeria. What is there is trash. Trash. Chenere. That's what is remaining there. And as the day goes on, it will be playing out, because it can never because God is in this business. Thank you, Colin.
God bless you, really good. God bless you, really good. Biafrans are the world at large. What does it really mean to be focused and directed? It means to be visionary. It means to have projects. It means to be executing the project. It also means that this is the project we are targeting, and this is what we are doing, and this is where we are heading to. And at social time, without letting anything to distract us. So loss of focus is when they say something, they may begin it, and in the process, you see them discontinuing it. They cannot start anything good and they complete it. So Nigeria is really unfocused. Nigeria, then, if you are a one Nigerianist or even if you are a Biafran, can you tell us what are the projects that Nigeria government had since since 50 years ago, since whatever? Is it developing scientists or developing technologists or building the best medical centers in the world, building them? When did they start? Where are they now? How many have they achieved? Or is it building civil engineers, that is home-based road constructors, those who build magnificent building, who build railway lines and the rest, the building engineers? Then what is the focus? What is the focus? Nigeria has no focus. Even as a government, can you guarantee us that Nigerian government really want to industrialize the whole Nigeria? Can you guarantee us that they want to make Nigeria a safe haven that we who are living in diaspora will rush to come back home? And making Nigeria, making us to come to stay at home and work, and they earn 2 times or even 3 times compared to what we earn in diaspora when we work. What is the focus of the Nigerian government? Then what is the direction? Which way Nigeria? Sonny Okosun sang it in a song in the 80s. Which way Nigeria? Until today, no answer had been given to that question. Which way Nigeria? So Nigeria has no way. Nigeria has no direction. That is the reason we keep telling you that one Nigeria is not really made to benefit you. Rather, Nigeria is a gamble. Nigeria means gambling. They gamble. They know the people. They know the people that Nigeria favor. It is just individuals, including the foreign terrorists. But it is not made for you as a free citizen. So it is not made for you. So that is what you must understand. Okay. Why do one Nigerianist? What do you think, Mama Patricia? Do one Nigerianist want to remain in the same country with those who import terrorists to be killing them? As we know, we have had the message, the import, and it is the same Nigerian government and the Fulanis are the people with the Britain who formed the Nigeria, for massacre as their land of sacrifice and as their land of exploitation. Yet many people are struggling to remain in the same place, calling it a nation, with those who import foreigners, foreign terrorists, to be killing them. Because I can see that some people do it out of ignorance, some people do it out of emotion, some people do it out of interest. The beneficiaries do it. Then why do you think that some people, the one Nigerians, are forcing themselves to remain with their killers?
Yeah, just like the scripture said, those who wants to remain there, even though they know that these are our killers, and they want to still be there. They are those that Mazen has put in that class where he said these people are irredeemable, beyond redemption. Why? They have come to such a state of, will I call it, ignorance or corruption of the mind, of the soul, of the spirit, that they know nothing else to do other than evil. Because how can one make us to understand? You know your killer, and you go to your killer to kill you. If not that you have gone beyond redemption of your mind. Or would I say that the person, these people are so much injected with the poisonous wickedness that governs that area, that makes them impossible. For instance, if you tell them, okay, stop this thing, let us do this in a better way, they prefer that evil one because that's the only way they can make it for them. Because if you bring them out and tell them the new, let me say, the Biafran that we are looking for, in Biafra land, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have set out the templates. You will not be in Biafra with corruption, or with lying, or with cheating, or with bossy, you know, you want to rule over others, or with other things that are not good in the eyes of God. For these people, because they prefer to be given honor, they like honor to be given unto them, just like you see the Pharisees. Pharisees, they know the truth. They know it. But why do they fight Jesus Christ and the truth? They fight him and the truth because that truth, they don't want to do it. They prefer their evil. That is because why they fight.
The truth exposes and stand against their evil.
Against their evil. So that is just the reason why these people who knows that their leaders are killing them, but they prefer to be there because they are all the same blood of evil is in them. Because they know that if you put them in another place and they cannot thrive with lying, with cheating, with being equal with their fellow man. So they don't want it. They want that darkness. They want to be, punishing their fellow human beings. So they prefer it to be like that. Because Nigeria breeds evil. Nigeria breeds criminality. Nigeria breeds abominable. Nigeria breeds darkness, breeds death, breeds everything that God hates. So those who are clamoring and holding on to it, they are the children of the devil, that nothing can be done to redeem them. Their deeds are evil. So they don't want any light to change them. That is the reason they want it. And they can as well say they are perished with it. As Paul or Peter told Ananias, you went and sold your land. Nobody forced you. Only truth. Come and say the truth. And truth is hammering you on the head. You decided to come. We sold it for a little. When you did it, you see others doing it the right way. But the evil in them didn't allow them. And Peter told them, you perish with your wealth or whatever, with your offer. So that is how these people are. Since they love evil, their deeds are evil, and they will perish with evil. Let them continue, because Nigeria will swallow them and push them to the shithole that Trump said. But it's the Biafrans, those that love light and truth and freedom. Those are the people that we are hammering here. For them to get out of that group, separate yourself and stand for the right. Thank you.
God bless you. God bless you. Really good. That's very wonderful. Then we have the next point. The whites are more racist to us the Africans, including us the Biafrans, because of the way we reason, because of the way the one Nigerians reason. So, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu made mention, he said that we should not always be complaining about racism, but because of the way we reason, a lot of the whites want to want to avoid us. And that avoidance turned to become racism. To be honest with you, to be honest with us, the Africans, and the world at large, why must we always complain? Then let me ask this question. Why can't we build ourselves? Why can't we build ourselves? Because in the first place, we realize they avoid us, they discriminate us by racism because we come to their land. Why not we building our land to be like theirs or even be better than theirs, so that we enjoy everything we should enjoy? Why can't we educate ourselves, develop ourselves, have our own industries, have our own everything, manufacturing the things we need? Because I have had a statement that said that a white man said the reason the whites can never respect the Africans is because the Africans are not productive. Then he asked, what and what do the Africans produce? Is it aeroplane? Is it cars? Is it whatever? So what do we have up ahead? He said it's just been plain to us so that we will know why. So because we are not productive, that the Westerners can never respect us. It is he's saying as an individual, but he's just giving the Africans an exposition, an expose. Then since ever then, because sometimes we have people say that the white people are the cause of our problem and our government are the cause of our problem. Even now, the government have known that the whites are the cause of the problem. Yes. What are they doing? Okay. What are they doing to solve the problem? That is the area I am going. Then we, the citizen, what are we really doing to solve the problems? No. So is it not the same government that will give money to some people? They will begin to kill Igbos in Lagos. They will begin to do whatever they will begin to do because they want to cause confusion. And the oppressed will continue to support them. Yeah. Yeah. Why are we killing our fellows and be complaining about racism in the Western world? Have we loved ourselves? So, my Patricia, I want you to chook mouth, put them.
You know, it's all it goes around the same the main point, the center, the core of the matter. A black man that will not love his fellow and help his fellow with all his heart, but will always have this mentality that is below human being, below animal. You know, the other day I was watching a dog. I think it was during the Turkey whatever that happened, earthquake. There's a particular one that I saw. A dog had just delivered his puppies when that earthquake happened. So the whole block fell and covered the children very deep down. But that dog was hearing the sound of the puppies inside. So he went there and was scratching to open up the ground. So a man noticed it and went to help to do that, because trying to push the dog away was impossible. He was trying to push that dog, but it was impossible. The dog does not even give him chance so that he will use whatever he wants to open that thing. As the man is doing, the dog on the other side put his head under and was also scratching to open the ground. Finally, the man continued doing that, and finally he saw the 3 puppies. Once he brought it out, the mother just went at one side and lay down to breastfeed those puppies, knowing that it has been hours that they have not taken milk. When I saw that, and I said, imagine animals having that milk of human, of affection, of belonging. And we see this thing really in the white people so much. But in the blacks, greed, wickedness. I don't know whether it's in the black's brain that the demon that fell down from heaven came and built his house there. I can't understand. Look at this thing that we are doing. We have our leader who has told us the pathway to justice, the pathway to progress, the pathway to victory, and has given us, it is in sincerity, it is in truthfulness, it is in love. Yet, look at the people that are doing the struggle with him. Selfishness will not allow them. Ego will not allow them. Stealing will not allow them. So that is the thing. White men are not our problem. Just like Mazi said, Fulani is not even our problem. Our problem is our mentality. If we will allow the truth to penetrate and give us that light, so that we can know how to be trustworthy, how to resist the bag of chum 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 chum, how to be faithful to where you are called. You do what you are asked to do faithfully. Also, we hear it, but no, we'll just be hearing. The moment we finish hearing, the thing disappears. Whether it is the Fulani magic in their cow, I cannot say. Whether it's so that I will be the only one. After all, Jesus said it anyway. He said the rulers of the Gentiles, they love bossing on their people. But the children of God should not do that. So here we make the difference. Anyone that we see holding and holding onto this corruption, onto this wickedness, we know that right away, as Jesus said, they are the children of the devil. They love darkness. But children of light love what is good. So white people are not our problem. We are our own problem. And we should begin with ourselves to remove ego, to remove lying, to remove hating ourselves. When we begin to love ourselves and when we see that somebody is hurting, everybody rushes there to assist. Our freedom will be half done in a day. Thank you. Thank you.
God bless you. God bless you. Really good. God bless you. So Yinka, Obasanjo, OUK, which is Ojo Zokalo, and many others, they know actually that Buhari is dead. And we played that video last week. We see also Pastor David Oyedepo attesting to that, attesting to this reality. But I want to ask, why is it that these people are not truthful? The politicians are not truthful to the Nigerians. Yet they are claiming they want to better their life. They hide the secrets. They lie, pretending they don't know that Buhari is dead. And is it possible for somebody to believe that this set of people will allow the people to thrive? Then, so they are part and parcel of the hiding of the hiding of Buhari's death, the hiding of deluding the indigenous Nigerians. And I can also believe they are part and parcel of robbing the Nigerian populace their mandates of winning the presidential elections, since they are not standing in opposition to it. Then why are they still very interested? Like I heard that there is a contention between Ojo Zokalo and David Umahi on who among the two should be the next Senate president. and they know all of this, why are they not open to the public? Why are they still sustaining the evil going on? Then, what do you think that make the people to believe that these people can really help them out? They assumed that if Obi wins the election and enter, even if he reclaims his mandate, do you think that these people can really allow him to do what he's supposed to do to develop? Don't forget that Nigeria is owned by Britain and the rest of the terrorists. So do you think, are these people not really wasting their time?
More than wasting, not to time, wasting their lives. They are not just wasting their time, but their lives. As Mazi said, I always loved when he said, these people are beyond redeemable, beyond redemption. So I think Mazi's message is not for the ones that are already have been written off. He called these all Jews or Carlo them and the rest of their party. They fully redeemable, the intellectuals and the pampers wearers. Let's not forget, they are no more human beings. We see them talking as human beings, but they are no more living. These people are no more living. It doesn't matter how they meet their fellow fake, corrupt pastors, liars. It doesn't matter how they do it. They can team up. It does not change anything. That is why the curse is upon them and their generation and their lineage. Because if you see somebody who loves justice, their brother is in the dungeon, remember. But what they are after, running after, is who will become the Senate government, so that they can also loot. You know, Britain made Nigeria as a business center, as a place whereby no human being can progress or thrive, as a place of darkness. That's what Britain made Nigeria. They created it. But I'm happy that because they created Nigeria and not God, any foundation that God did not create or build, that foundation must collapse. It might take 100 years, it might take 200, like since they came to Africa. But at the end, it will collapse. So that is our joy. If they like, let them put to Mazi and say, we have taken our problem out of the way. Herod did the same. Did he stop Jesus from being who he is? No. Herod went as far as killing all the youth, all the children, to make sure he get to stop the project. But he couldn't. So this old Jews or Carlo and his counterpart that are struggling to be Senate president, you see how low they can be? The foreigners that are Fulani are on the hamstring. They are there, leading for many years. They are the ones that Britain gave the country into their hand and gave them mercenaries to be killing. They are the people that they share the world together. And the only thing these people can do is to fight for Senate president. And the one that was Senate president is there in the prison in UK, which he looted alongside with his Fulani counterpart. But the Fulanis are okay.
Ma Patricia, hold on, please. We have been hearing about this Senate president. It's come to ring into my mind. What are the developments they have been bringing to us?
Nothing.
Apart from them going there to loot.
Loot and take outside the country. That's all.
This is more. This is a more of the proof that Nigeria is not focused. Nigerian government is not focused and not well directed. Go on.
Nigerian government can never be focused. Focus is even to give them promotion that they have even started and then they are not focused. Nigerian government, the foundation is corruption, is evil, is not moving any forward, anything. So how can they now be focused if they don't have nothing in their book to take out to the people? So all Jews, Okalo, and the rest fighting for Senate president. That's how the fellow counterparts that they chose. They will go there, they will loot, and they go out. Every of them, what they are there is what the Britain has given them. Come in, loot, and shut your mouth. Loot and shut your mouth. The little crumbs that they are giving them. That is how they are fighting to go there. And I also want to remind us that Mazi said, this set of people, they are those ostracized. I so much believe this because they being ostracized lineage that they came from. The Fulani and the British took them away, trained them, groomed them, and then brought them back to the system so that they would do all that they asked them to do for them. They have become their stooges to the last. So then they don't have anything to offer. Even the Senate president is still the lowest of the lowest. Lowest of the lowest. They are sitting there, but they don't have any choice of their own. Jonathan, wasn't he president? Did he have any choice of his own? It's the same thing with these people. So anybody following them or believing them or listening to them, have they forgotten that so long as Nigeria existed, maybe for 100 years or so, that is how they have been promising. As they promised, they cut them out to go and vote. Mazi told them their PVC wasn't going to help them. They didn't listen. Now they've seen it themselves, and they are now deserting Nigeria, destroying their passport, some of them going to kill themselves, and some they killed by the terrorist Nigerian army and police and so on. So there's that place, Nigeria, zoological, it's not anything other than destruction, destined to be destroyed, and it will be destroyed. If they lie, let them go and borrow whatever they want to borrow from the spiritual world. It must be destroyed, and it is at the verge of being destroyed completely. Thank you, Collins.
Very great. Very, very great. See? So it is mentioned that the APC government, the current government, under Buhari, then after the late Buhari, under the impostor Jibril, even until today, they are responsible for importing the terrorists, importing mercenary voters, terrorizing the people, funding them. And it is the same thing that Tinubu is protecting. Tinubu is an APC member, and all of the cabals, including Ojus Okalo, Dev Umahi, all of the people who are still interested to become part of the government with a robbed presidential election, they are best of the same feather flocking together. So they are responsible for sponsoring this terrorism. Then how can somebody, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu goes ahead to say that anyone who claims to be a proudly Nigerian is sick in his or her brain. So how can people reason to believe that this set of people has anything good to offer? Is it really possible? Can they do that?
None of them has anything to offer, Collins. None of them. That we only see what they are ranting as what Mazi have exposed. You know, before people were believing them, thinking that there is truth in their mouth. But with the coming of Mazi, as God sent him, we have come to understand that all these are words that, as Mazdi put it, that a husband will promise his wife just on a good time, or like the head bridge of Onitsha or Ogoni cleanup. But these things, it's already, we have been seeing what they have been promising. Vote for me and I'll make sure that you have light. How many years? No light. Vote for me and I will make sure that the bag of rice will be costing maybe 5 naira. Example, from 5 naira, it went to 100 naira. Vote for me and I will make the road. I will walk this road, see the road. So anybody believing or still having in mind that these people has anything to offer, that person is the most, I don't know the name to you. Is it the most slave who ever lived, the most irredeemable ever lived? So the Nigeria cannot offer anything to any of them. The better they get up, the earlier they get up and fight for their freedom, as other countries did, the better for them. The earlier they realize it, instead of staying there and clamoring, no, this one will do good for us because it's from my village. Even in the village of the Senate president, we saw that not even a clinic for women to deliver their children was found there. And the other one also we had that said is he gives to a pregnant women that they go to deliver 500 naira. And when he was asked, he said there are some who don't have it. These people are evil. They are beasts, as Mazi said. They are demons. And nobody should listen. If these people be interruption to stop what we are doing does not teach them a lesson, then nothing will teach them again. Because all the signs, God has exposed it to make sure those who want to live will live. But those who does not want to live, they will see their fell, and we are not sorry about it. Thank you. Our time is even going.
God bless you, really good. I want to do something now. This is Ike Mado and the wife. Sorry. These are the couple, Ike Mado and his wife.
Their cup is full, but their counterpart are there still enjoying.
Yes.
Their counterpart, the Fulani that looted even bigger than what they looted, they are free. And the Biafrans will sit there and be watching for slaves to come and rule them instead of them ruling slaves. It's so pathetic.
So news chain, the source of the news, say is a Nigerian politician and the wife facing jail after landmark organ harvesting case by the newsroom. A wealthy Nigerian politician and his wife are facing jail for an organ harvesting plot involving a UK hospital following a landmark trial. Senator Ike Ekwuremadu, 60, his wife Beatrice, 56, and the medical middleman Dr. Obinna Obeta, 51, were found guilty at the Old Bailey of conspiring to arrange the travel of a young man with a view to exploiting him for his body parts. The Ekwuremadu's 25-year-old daughter, Sonia, who has a serious kidney condition, wept in court as she was cleared by the jury, which deliberated for nearly 14 hours. It is the first time defendants have been convicted under the Modern Slavery Act of an organ harvesting conspiracy, which carried a maximum life sentence. Following the guilty verdict, Mr. Justice Johnson remanded the defendant into custody to be sentenced on May 5th. Sonia Ekweremadu tearfully hugged her father as both her parents were sent down from the dock. Speaking outside the Old Bailey, detective superintendent and the forfeit said, "This is the first conviction of its kind in the UK. We could not have achieved this without the courage of one person, our victim survivor. I want to commend him for his bravery in speaking out. Modern slavery is all around us. We need the public help in identifying potential victims of trafficking and exploitation to bring offenders to justice and to protect the vulnerable." Chief Crown Prosecutor Jack Merck said, "This was a horrific plot to exploit a vulnerable victim by trafficking him to the UK for the purpose of transplanting his kidney." The convicted defender showed utter disregard for the victim's welfare, health, and well-being, and used their considerable influence to a high degree of control throughout, with the victim having limited understanding of what was really going on here. Detective Inspector Esther Richardson from the Metropolitan Police Modern Slavery and the Exploitation Command said, "This is a landmark conviction and we commend the victim for his bravery in speaking against these offenders." The court had now the victim, a 21-year-old street trader from Lagos, was brought to the UK last year to provide a kidney to Sonia Ekweremadu for an 80,000 private transplant at the Royal Free Hospital in London. While it is lawful to donate a kidney, it becomes criminal if there is a reward of money or other material advantage. The prosecution said the donor was offered up to 7,000 and the promise of a better life in the UK. No, not dollars, pounds, 7,000 pounds. And the promise of a better life in the UK. The defendant tried to convince medics at the Royal Free by pretending he was Mr. Ekwuremadu's cousin, when in fact they were not related. When their transplant bid failed, Mr. Ekwuremadu's family, who have an address in Wisden Green, North West London, switched to Turkey and set about finding more potential donors. The court was told an investigation was launched after the young man ran away from London and slept rough for days before walking into a police station more than 20 miles away in Staines, in Surrey, crying and in distress. Jurors heard that Sonia Ekweremadu was one of 4 siblings who had been privately educated in the UK. She was studying for a master's degree at Newcastle University when she became ill in December 2019. In September 2021, her father, a prominent Nigerian politician, enlisted the help of his medically trained brother, Diwe Ekwemadu to search for a doctor to cut head. So for a doctor, they cut head. Diwe, who remained in Nigeria, turned to former classmate Dr. Obeta of Southwark, South London, who had recently had a private kidney transplant at the Royal Free with a Nigerian donor. So I want to end the reading. Here. So what matters most is that Ike Ekwemadu had been convicted.
Yeah,
Then,
just like Mazi, Mazi told them, go and serve the zoo, and you come back in what? In shame. He told also those of our people serving in the military or police or whatever, that they should come back home and don't serve terrorists. But they thought their brother was mad, that he has no sense. But behold, before them, all the prophecies are fulfilling left, right, and center. And those that are living in this prophecy already now on, they will still see further of other prophecies, just like you mentioned. If they refuse to follow the right path he has mapped out for us. Anybody that is in this struggle for our freedom and have forgotten that Mazi said, if not that Chukwu Okike Abiam sent him, he would have already shut his mouth and go and mind his business. But because God sent him, that's why he's continuing. And the things he has led for us to follow, how many are we or Biafrans following as Mazi taught them? That will tell you how many that has the truth in their heart, or the corrupt mind of these likes of Ike Ekwemadu and the rest of them. That Mazi said, go and serve the zoo and come back in shame. They are serving their master, terrorist Fulani. They will use them. The same terrorists will protect their own people, and these people will not learn lesson and be wise themselves. Is it Ike Ekwemadu alone that stole money? Many of them in the Fulanis. Many. They stole more than Ike Ekwemadu, and nobody is calling any of their names out. Nobody is mentioning Boko Haram, headsmen, the fourth most dangerous killers in the world. Nobody is mentioning them. They have used money to close everywhere. And then they are calling the Biafrans terrorists, everything. And the same Biafrans are still the one following another obstruction that they brought, which is IPOB. After IPOB now, they will bring in another person that will come and tell them, relax, nothing is happening. And then they will follow again.
Like Emmanuel is not telling the Igbos in Lagos that they should relax and nothing will happen.
All right.
He had talked with Obasanjo.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Obasanjo.
This is the same man who joined Nyawodo to be singing Mwike Kaigeso, while Mwike was busy killing the Igbos.
Yes.
In Obi.
Yes.
And this is what has been happening.
Yes.
He's trying to downplay the whole thing as if nothing had happened. And I see him projecting himself as the Messiah of Ndibo.
Yes, so
I mean,
because he has money. Yes.
Yeah, what do you have to say about all this?
Yeah,
then after that,
so that's Biafrans. If Biafrans, if they have sense, if they still have some little milk of sense remaining, they should know those who love them. The person that loves them is the man that led his life for you, told you the truth, provided for you, had when you were crying, and sent ESN to come and protect our land, and that's only Mazi. Have Biafrans forgotten or asked themselves, this Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, everybody is fighting and are against him. Can they reason? Why do they want to shut him down? Britain don't want to hear him or leave him alive. With their son, Fulani terrorists, because they are the same terrorists, Britain and Fulani, and every other country that is joining them. The governors in Biafra land, the politicians, the Nollywood actors, the fools, or any other class of people. Biafrans, you have seen how they are shutting down Mazi. Mazi has been in prison. He has defeated the Fulanis in the prison, in their own court, but he's still there. Iwanya, who didn't speak for Mazi, Ojus Okalu did not. They are saying he jumped bail. And all these things are against him, and he's still there. Instead of them to fight to release their brother, they are now fighting for Senate government. Iwanya, who is telling the Biafrans that they want to their shops, their houses, that they should relax, that Obasanjo will take care of them. Nothing will happen to them. The ones that happen, why didn't Obasanjo stop it before it happened? It's like they likes like Charlie Boyd, or I think they call him Charlie Boyd.
Yes.
That will hold a line with Obasanjo. Obasanjo will say, my son, sir, it's me, you're honorable. What honorable? These murderers, where do you find honorable in their name? These liars, where do you find honorable? Because what is important to them is their stomach infrastructure. That's all. That's all. Worms in their stomach, nothing more.
Wait.
So, Biafra shouldn't listen to, if they are ready, if they have learned their lesson. Those, in fact, the wise ones, like the Bible said, the wise men still seek Jesus. The wise ones that they have known their way back home. But the foolish ones that will not be redeemed forever, they are like the 5 unwise virgins, foolish virgins, that the catastrophe will swim them away. Iwanya is telling them to stay in Lagos. So Iwanya doesn't see how the eastern zone is, eastern region. Iwanya doesn't see the suffering of the people, their money that they seized in the bank and not giving them nothing. Iwanya doesn't see is to tell them to realize that Obasanjo has spoken. Obasanjo that during his government killed a lot of our people and still killing, and divided our people and posed them to several regions so that they will make sure that we don't unite. Which Obasanjo did he talk to? Iwanya. Mazi said, the course Mazi have led on you people, it's like the skin you all are wearing. You cannot run away from it. You will decay in it, all of you, including those in the IPOB, pretending to be fighting for our freedom, but they are wolves in sheep clothing. Wait and collect your own. You must all collect. Not just Nigeria happening to you. The cost from Chukwu Okike Abiam, all of you will collect it. Thank you, Colin, because we don't have
Yeah, God bless you, really good.
Because the work were continued. We were not ready to surrender.
2 minutes.
Even if they were bringing the whole weapon all over the world, because we were convinced we were not well treated. He's a very great man. And recently, I want to tell you, Your Excellency, your position in national issues, we appreciate it. We in Ohaneze, we appreciate it. I am speaking to you.
Oh my goodness. Which Ohaneze? The one that has been deleted.
The one, it could have been a different story. Because Biafra was not ready to surrender. But because the work was continued. We were not ready to surrender, even if they were bringing the whole weapon all over the world, because we were convinced we were not well treated. He's a very great man. And recently, I want to tell you, Your Excellency, your position in national issues, we appreciate it. We in Ohanese, we appreciate it. I am speaking to you as the chairman of Council of Elders of Ohanese and Igbo. We appreciate you and we support you, and we're very proud of you. So, now, I saw the trader association coming here from Lagos. I want to let our people in Lagos to know that on Wednesday, I called a meeting of Ohanese Council of Elders worldwide, and we x-rayed the events in Lagos. And I want to tell you that we have people who attended the branches in America, in Canada, in Europe, in London, and Nigeria. We have resolved, and I want those from Lagos to go home and tell those in Lagos, we have resolved that never again can we allow anybody to take the life of any innocent Igbo person. All of us are going to fight the person. We are going to fight the person.
Remove this man, please.
We are in Nigeria, and we have invested in Nigeria. Our investments are so much. We are not going to take the question of people.
And I call you.
Can you imagine? Which even he appreciates, he's very proud of your Excellency. Is it who? The dead Buhari since 2017? Is it the one this man is greeting that he's proud of what he's doing? He appreciates what he's doing. Is it the dead Buhari that this old man, Iwanyamu or whatever he called himself, is addressing? These are liars. These are the children of the devil. Liars from birth, from formation.
That is what made them what they are, the millionaires, the billionaires. Because they are afraid that the Igbos will leave Lagos to go back home to begin to establish. Since they say we are one Nigeria, one people, one nation, yet we are treated like even strangers do not treat us the way they treat us. So Iwanyanguna had been appointed to come and distract, to pin the Igbos down,
like Peter Obi,
to make them believe that things will change for good. And he is contracted for this, so people may not know, because our Igbo people are easily deceived. They are easily deceived and get annoyed and they do everything, but just with one little thing, their brain will be twisted and they will fall back.
Mixed multitude. The water, the flood will carry them.
So
the
this
flood
is
will carry them.
So Iwanyamu had not been saying anything, all this one. It is just because the videos are trending about the plans of the Igbo Lagosians relocating. Yes. So let me place your memory verse of the day. We have spent a lot of time for today. Please let us face other things.
Yeah, let's face another thing. BIAFRANs, if you people are wise, you stick to the light and follow the light. The light is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, no other light. The Moses of our time, the Ohamadike, that's the light. That is the king of Africa. That is the king of Biafra. That is the king of the Igbo. It's Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Any other fool, any other redeemable fool, intellectuals and the pampas wearers, they should go and wait for their own course. It's coming on them. They can't escape it. Maz has laid course upon them, like Joshua did when he said, anybody who want to rebuild Jericho will do it at the gate, the foundation with his first son, the gate with his last son. That is how it's going to be with these men. They are liars. They are children of the devil. They always set them up to distract. So Biafrans, be wise. Go home and establish home. Israel did so. Let's follow this step. Thank you. So let's go to our memory verse.
That is Isaiah 59, verse 1 and verse 7 to 9.
Yeah.
Verse 1, verse 7 to verse 9.
Okay, thank you.
That is the memory verse of the day. I think I should read for you.
Yeah, thank you, Collins. Read for me, please.
Okay. Yeah. Verse 1 says, Behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened at all, that it cannot save, nor his ears dull with deafness, that it cannot hear. Then reading from verse 7 to 9. Their feet run to do evil, and they make haste to shed innocent blood. Their thoughts are thoughts of iniquity. Desolation and destruction are in their path and highways. The way of peace they know not, and there is no justice or right in their goings. They have made them into crooked paths. Whoever goes in them does not know peace. And verse 9, therefore are justice and right far from us, and righteousness and salvation do not overtake us. We expectantly wait for light, but only see darkness. For the brightness, but we walk in obscurity and gloom.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. Yeah, friends, as always, we know our system, our modus operandi, that we don't leave this platform where we stand in the steps of our master, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who came to redeem us as God sent him, with truth and honesty, with perseverance, with determination, with passion. And he said, only this, if we have it, we'll get what we are asking from God. Because God decides those that are righteous, those that have removed themselves from any kind of evil. You can call on the name of the Lord and he will answer you. But you cannot come to say, we have been praying, and God does not answer. No, because we saw the places you go to pray. You go to ask and inquire in your juju places, in your dibia places, in all these men and women, everywhere they are there. Or is it the pastors that their foundation is in the juju house? They go there, they take powers from them. You cannot expect God to answer your prayers. You cannot expect God to give you your freedom. That's where today's reading said, is the Lord's hand so shortened, so weak, that he cannot save? No. Is his ear so deaf and closed that he cannot hear? No. It's not so. But it's our iniquity, which are the ones that we read out here in verse 7. Our feet run to commit evil. Our feet run to cheat. Our feet run to shed innocent blood, which have been shed in that Biafra land. When Mazi told us we should protect, we should say that evil is evil and then good is good. Not good, evil, and evil, good. No. And then our thoughts filled with evil, wickedness. We are poisoning ourselves, putting so many, what do they call it? There's this disease, they said, or to a raw, whatever. Many things we are doing in that land.
Actually,
and then, stealing people's land and property, what God gave to them. When we are doing this, how can we expect God to hear us? How can we expect God to deliver us? Mazi came and told us the pathway to righteousness, to justice, to freedom. And he told us that if we are applying on this, our freedom will be far-fetched. But if we leave evil alone and cling unto God, God will come down and help us because we are his children. Don't say, what about other countries? They are doing well. Is it because they so good that we are evil? You ask yourself, those other countries you're mentioning, do they take the bribes that you're taking? Do they lie the way you're lying? Are they lazy the way we see what we're supposed to do? We prefer the quick money. And even if they are different because we are children of God, God expects much from us. He who is giving much is expected from the person. If you are a family person, you have a grown-up child or you have a small child, if anything happens when you are away, when you come back, I don't think you will address the small child. You address the big one for not taking his responsibility. That is how God looks at us. That was why when Mazi came, he made atonement, he prayed, he confessed the sins of Biafra. And then he told us how we should walk straight, uprightly, like he did, truthful and sincerely, so that we can get what we want. The same Mazi that taught us this thing, he's still in prison. Nobody is asking about him. Nobody is asking that our brother should be released. Because people prefer their crooked money, their stolen money, their stomach infrastructure, their 40 million that is paid to them, so that they will stop hearing Mazi's voice by the DOS. They will stop hearing Mazi's voice as it's supposed to be heard. To go and do a protest, no more. Biafra has come. And now the first phase gone. The other obstruction they brought by the other Idu group came, and God still brought out Biafra because it is his project. That one finished and another one has come up. What we are telling you, Biafrans, except we work on the diligence and truthfulness and passion, that love that Mazi used for this Biafra, I don't think we know what we are doing. Except we come together and challenge the Fulanis, the terrorists, and march up to them eyeball to eyeball to the gates of our enemies. Except we do something to release our leader, because he has not been condemned, because he has no rule of law is against him. Except we do this, instead of us enjoying in our homes, making music and dancing and taking honorable names, and not keeping to what he told us to do, that we should sustain the ESN under must, so that they will defend our land from these intruders, infiltrators, from these terrorists, Britain and the rest of them. Except we take it up on ourselves, nobody will do it for us. It's high time we begin to think correctly. It's high time we leave individual differences. It's high time that we know that these Fulanis, their business is take our land. And it doesn't matter if they kill us off to take our land, they have fulfilled their own. But our own is to challenge them back and tell them not in our presence. Let's stop all this rubbish we are doing and humble ourselves and work together and get Biafra. And work together and see how we get our leader out, because he deserves to be out. Terrorists, Fulanis, and killers are free everywhere, free. Going to overseas for their education, free education. Having a leader of one army, CGN or whatever, like the one that my brother said. The CGN man was caught in London in a wheelchair. They can do anything. They are pursuing their cause. Why don't we pursue our own with sincerity and with one mind? How long are we going to be going around the mountain before we get to our promised land? Have we taken this thing to be a business? This group comes and fights for 3 years, 4 years, 10 years, they go. Another one comes. Is that what we are created to do?
No.
Why don't anybody or we ourselves get together to see that Mazi comes out? What did he do? Britain, terrorist, Fulani, your son in Nigeria. They are free to move, but an innocent man is in prison. Biafrans, wake up. Not the multitude, the few Biafrans, the 100 men that God created to fight for Biafra. Let us get up now and do the needful. Remove all your dubious life. Those of you that are cheating from left to right, stealing from left to right, lying from left to right, blackmailing from left to right, this will not help us. But instead, as many of you that are participating in it, and many of you that are still serving the zoo, you would all come back in shame like Ike Kweremadu. We'll stop it so far here. Till next Sunday. Biafra, where are we heading to from here? Where are we heading to? We have ignored Mazi's word that tells us that PVC election does not work and will not be taken in Biafra land. We disobeyed that one. And you have seen the result. Now that you have seen the result, Iwanya has come now to tell you people that just saw your burning and what threats that is given to you to now relocate to Biafra land. They have brought Iwanya to block that march. Are you going to listen to Iwanya and his looters together? No. No.
It is
because
unwise.
We have suffered so much. Let's go home, Biafrans. We can make it. These men are not spirits. I mean, the Fulani, they are human beings like we are. Thank you. Until next week.
God bless you. God bless you, great Biafrans. So take advantage of this education. As we have promised you, we'll keep on educating you socially, biblically, and otherwise. So may God bless you for today. Ma Patricia, can we wave for Biafrans and the world at large, telling them bye